My name is Darius Terry. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I have 3 siblings. My oldest brother is Gray. I'm the middle. My younger brother is Trey. My older brother left and moved out while I was still kind of young, so it kind of propelled me into being the biggest or the oldest brother. So I had to take care of my younger brother, still help around the house. When I got to that age where I was driving, giving rides to work, pick him up from school, as well as even when he was younger, walking him to school. My responsibilities definitely affected my outlook on life. I feel the effect it had was it pushed me towards, being more caring. Growing up, it was more so like I didn't really have a choice. You're just taking care of your younger brother. But as I progressed through life, it kind of stayed with me. Just having a big heart, looking out for people, making sure people are straight. It's just always been, a part of me since growing up. My parents are currently happily married, 29 years, it'll be 30 in September. Growing up with 2 parents, it actually was very beneficial just because the environment and the schools I went to, a lot of kids came from broken homes, came from one parent families. For me, 2 parents, and represented maybe balance. I felt like my life was pretty balanced as far as being able to have my mom and my dad, being able to do things with them separately, being able to do things with them together, rather than one parent households. It's a lot more difficult, especially if you have multiple children, to be able to get time in with your parents, especially just to hang out or just spend family quality time, because the parent also has to provide for the entire household and also try and make time to spend time with their kids. So I think having both parents was beneficial in that aspect. My parents' socioeconomic status is middle class, and the highest level of education is a master's degree. I think my parents' accomplishments definitely influenced my life decisions, especially regarding school. In my household, one of the things that was hammered to us growing up was how big and how important education was, how important it was to be Black and educated, and me and my brother specifically, educated Black men. What I've learned as being a Black man in America is that we have to be heads and shoulders above everyone else. We have to be 10 times as smarter, 10 times as clean, 10 times as just educated. There's no handouts for Black men in America, and to me, that's probably the most difficult life you can live, especially with just how we're treated. And it's when it comes to certain situations, especially with how the world is now and dealing with the police officers, you're really walking on eggshells. And a lot of people see the stories. There's a lot of stories circulating and a lot of things that have gone on within the past years where Black people are being gunned down for doing nothing, for reaching for a wallet, for reaching for a cell phone. So when you leave your door every day as a Black man, your life is at risk. As a Black man, one of my biggest struggles have been dealing with prejudice, dealing with racism. My middle school that I went to it had a good mix of students, of diversity, but there had never been a Black president elected, a Black vice president. There was never anybody colored in the higher positions for students. So for me, I ran for president, to be president for my 8th grade year, and I won, but I just remember being shocked that it was such a big deal that Chinook was having their first Black president. And we're in the 2000s at this point, so as a Black man, I would say I'm expected to be viewed by the majority of people as uneducated, undisciplined, probably thief. These are just common things and to be honest, these are things that I've heard before. These are things that I've been said to my face before. Being African American, I believe it affects my life on a daily. Certain situations that you only deal with because you're African American. I mean, I've been pulled over by the police while walking, asking where I'm going at this time of the night, as if I'm not able to just walk down the street. There's always an assumption when you're in the stores that you're stealing. You know, I've had secret shoppers follow me, and I'm literally filling in my basket, ready to check out. And there's just a constant feeling of, I guess, of like all eyes are on you. I like to be viewed as educated, passionate. I feel like the color of my skin doesn't dictate how smart I am, the goals I have in life, my ambitions, and the things that I can accomplish.
I find Darius's interview to be very interesting. There's a lot of differences between his and my own story, and there's a lot of similarities. And the main similarity that we both have is the way society views us and the way we would want to be viewed. I also found it very interesting that he came from a two-parent household, because not a lot of Black families have that. I believe that him having a two-parent household has definitely helped him look past a lot of different potential oppressive things that could have came into his life and, you know, ended those things. He had a strong Black father and a strong Black mother who are unapologetically Black, and I think that helped him and his brothers be able to navigate through life and not take no for an answer when it comes to society trying to limit Black people and our identities and our futures and things like that. I definitely think that helped him in that aspect.